So what I would like to review with you in this video is character styles and then number and bulleting lists. Again, there are different ways that you can approach all of these things, but I'm going to show you, I feel, what is the easiest way. So one thing I'd like to point out right now is character styles. So paragraph styles are great, again, for large bodies of copy that you would see throughout a book, and now you want to make simple changes to. So maybe you've laid out your whole book in Avenir 10 point. Your creative director comes up, I want that 12 points, I like it 80% black, maybe try this, this, and this. You can do that easily, but again, going into paragraph styles and changing those. With character styles, what you can do with that is just change certain things. So I've used a character style for the letter of shareholders, which you're going to edit, and then also it's all about the long term, which are sort of like paragraph breaks that have special call-outs that you want people to pay attention to go to that reading. So let's come up to here, and this one will just say paragraph break, and we can change this however we like. Again, just in basic paragraph, but I liked italic. And then character styles. Now, the best way to add a color is to actually go into your swatches, add a Pantone color instead of CMYK Pantone, and then it will come up in here. You can't really edit a color inside of here. You have to already have it loaded into your swatch palette. So I'll say this one's okay. Now if I come over here, we can call this titles. And we can change all these things around. To whatever we like. I'm going to do semi-bold, and I'm going to do all caps. Now, the important thing is, if you've just seen the change there. Again, normal. Okay. All caps. And it took me a while to figure out why this was happening when I was first started using character styles. And if we go to general, you can see that this is based on none. So when we edited this character style, this character style did not change. But if we go back to paragraph breaks, go to general, based on character style 1, which is this character style. So you, depending on what you're looking for, but if you push none, then that should no longer edit. So let's try that again. We pushed OK. We change this to titles, basic paragraph. Let's try again, all uppercase, all caps. And there we go. Baskerville, bold, 18, all caps. Only change this, didn't change that. So just remember under general, again, unless you're specifically wanting to reflect a style and change them all, which is quite possible, but here I want them very different. You do not want to base it on another thing, okay? So we can just leave that alone. I've worked with this to make it more of a list. And originally it did have bullet points, and I deleted those because I wanted to put in my own bullet point set and be able to edit those easily enough. So again, this is one big paragraph style, and it's all in paragraph styles, but what I'm going to do to, I think, make it easier on myself is highlight what I want in a bullet or number item, and then come up to here to your control, and there we go. So what it does, and sometimes it doesn't always pick out the new line. Sometimes it will mess up something like that. That's easily fixable. It's just editing that you have to work on. I can highlight it again, and I can number it. And the reason why I picked up that number is because there was a space there, and I highlighted that. But come up to here again, I click off numbers. If I come up here, click on numbers 1 through 9. So let's say I want to add just a hard return space. You can see that a number has been added. Again, take away the 2 there. What I can do then is come over to type, bullet and number list, and I can remove number. And you can see that the 2 is no longer there, but everything moved down on itself. So again, I can work with leading between those 2 lines and work with that. But I'd like to go back and make this a bullet list. So I'm going to click off that, go back to my bullet. Again, the bullet's there. I don't want it there. Type bulletin and number lists, remove bullets. Okay? What I can also do is option click, and it brings up a dialog box. And I can work with my indentations. So I can change these up. I like to usually keep it left. It may can change that around. And you can see that moving. So it's indenting everything after the bullet. So I can move that over. And I can also indent the bullets over. So with alignment, align left, it moves everything, but first indent, it pushes it closer and closer. And then you can see if you push it too much, it will bring over the text underneath the sentence. So you don't want to give too much space because then it's a little bit harder to connect the pieces, but just enough breathing room. Also, you can change what you'd like to use as your bullets, and you can always add more as well. So maybe I want this as my bullets. I can easily do that. And there's plenty of things to choose from in here to work with that. Again, you don't want to get too crazy. You want it to make sure that it does make sense. But that doesn't mean that it couldn't be playful as well. And then you can delete any of those in there that you like too. But I kind of do like these arrows, so we can keep that. And I'll push OK on that. And that's one way that you can make a bulleted list. You can also do it again. You can click off of this. It's back to normal. Then you can click that again. Option click. And you sort of still have the same numbers. And you can change them around. Maybe you do want something more like this. Or you want something in an ABCD. All that's possible. And you can even do it off of character style. So obviously we know this one reflects titles. And this one reflects the paragraph breaks. Again, you can design a certain character style to reflect your bullets. So maybe you do want them in a certain color, then you can reflect that in your character styles. And of course you can indent and move closer or further away. Obviously you want to be careful about what reflection you're doing and how you set up your character styles, because obviously this does not look good. But it's just something to experiment with. So now you know how to work a little bit more with character styles and also bulleted and number lists.